Hey guys, so today I'm just going to do another quick video. Hopefully we're not interrupted by anxiety. I'm so sorry about that. I was getting really enthusiastic, you know, chatting about all the neurological conditions that ADHD can bring, and you know, anxiety struck, and I was left panicking again, you know, about my eyes, my health, and I just, you know, it took over from there, and I couldn't regain concentration after my mum came out and calmed me down, you know. So I decided to leave it in and keep it as raw as possible, my last video, because I thought if it was raw then maybe some of you would understand that, you know, I do really suffer with ADHD and anxiety, and I'm not just, you know, a fake getting my stuff, all my information from like another source, or, you know, googling it and getting it off of that and copying it. I really wanted to make sure that I'm being honest with you, and I mean, I never wanted to film my panic attack, it was just happened. My camera stopped, so then I went over to get it, like to put it back on, and then I sat back down, you know. I was continue having a chat with you, and then bam, my eye just like a bit of sun maybe, I think, reflected in it, and then it just started, I had like a flash in my eye every time I like blinked, and I freaked out. Anything to do with my eyes, I'm a huge worrier when it comes to my eyes, and to be honest, anything to do with health, I'm quite a panicker when it comes to that, and yeah, it's quite a sensitive issue for me, that one. So there was no, you know, just getting over it and moving on and just talking through it. I couldn't do that. I had to stop, come in and have a cuddle with my mum and just chill, because otherwise, you know, it could have been a lot worse. But thankfully, you know, I'd done the right thing. I stopped the camera, got my mum, told her straight away, and sat indoors, and it was only just a flash, I think, from like the reflection of the sun, so it went. But, you know, all day I was left on tenterhooks trying to, you know, think of a definite answer to what that flash was. And because I wasn't, you know, I wasn't in control of that situation, I don't like it, because I didn't know what started it or when it was going to finish, or will it ever go. So I decided that, you know, I would keep it in, just to show you guys that, you know, everyone's panic attacks are different, people panic differently, and really I just wanted to make you aware that, you know, it happens to everyone with ADHD. The majority of us have anxiety, and it can be in so many different versions, you know. But I'm going to shut up about that now, that's boring. So I'm going to get on again with some little facts about what I wanted to talk to you about the other day. I wanted to, you know, actually get on and do it. So I'm going to stop the camera now, I'm going to re-get my thoughts together, and then I'm going to come back to you, and we're going to get going on these lovely facts that I've got for you. Right, I'm back. So, obviously I spoke to you about that statement that I found really like, not inspiring, kind of like it touched me a lot, because I thought, oh my god, that sounds like true, you know. It's the only thing I've ever found so like I can connect to, because when doctors usually say things, you're kind of like, you're just reading from a textbook. But that statement that said like all behaviours are a form of communication, I mean, that is so true. Like I said earlier on my previous video, you know, people communicate differently, and when I'm worried, I hold it in, I procrastinate it, I try to fix it myself, but sometimes I need to speak about it, but I don't know how to, and I can become really frustrated, really angry, because I don't know how, like, to control it. I don't know, I want it to stop, I want to stop worrying, but it comes out in anger to other people, because I'm so frustrated within, you know, and that's how I feel. I take it out on other people, and, you know, my mum now and my dad now know, you know, that's my way of communicating sometimes. Like when I'm having a bad day, they'll be like, oh, what's wrong, like what are you worried about? But usually, you know, back when I was like 12, 13, when I was at school, it would have been known as, like, I would have been put back on report card, I would be in isolation rooms, I'd be excluded. But really I was just struggling. Obviously I had things going on and I didn't know how to control it. So I think that just rung bells with me, because I thought, wow, that's incredible. I completely understand that. So yeah, I'm not going to go back over that, because it's not, you know, it's not very, I've already told you about it, so it's not important. So I think I got up to the neurological part, I think I remember. But now I need to find it again. I'm so annoying when it comes to things like this, you know. I have it all written down, and then I highlight things that I think are important, and then I can't remember why I highlighted it, and then I'm like, is it even important? What do I even highlight that for? Anyway. I will get there eventually. Wait there 2 seconds. Yeah. Actually, I'll read this part first. This is quite interesting as well, actually. It's got like a segment in that ADHD course that goes on about some famous people that have ADHD, and the ones that really like stood out to me, I've written down, and I thought, wow, you'd never, like, looking at them and you know how successful they are, you wouldn't think that they had ADHD. Or some of them, it says on there, they have like co-occurring conditions as well, so that could be like, you know, bipolar, depression, anxiety, autism, dyspraxia, you know, PDA. So when you think about it, these people that we look like watching films, you listen to their music, you know, watch their programs, you think, wow, you know, that on screen you wouldn't tell. And I think that's like the way that people mask things are amazing. Like, I mask things, you know, I've done it in groups of, you know, friendships where I've had to pretend I'm someone else just to try and fit in. Told people I smoke, I do drugs, because I thought that was the only way that I could fit in, and that's the only way people would like me, is if I'd done those things, when really I'm nothing like that. I mean, I've never touched a drug in my life. I have never, you know, I don't drink, so I don't know why I told people that bullshit, because it's not true. I'm not like that, and I don't ever want people to think I'm like that. But when you're younger and you're so desperate for friends, I mean, you'll do anything to try and fit in. And I wish it didn't happen. And I wish I had some friends to say I'm sorry to, you know, to say, oh, sorry, I want to tell you who I am, really. But I don't have any, because none, you know, I think people saw through my vulnerability, and people just, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm not going on about that. But anyway, the famous people that have come up on here are like, Jamie Oliver. Like, I can't even cook. I can't even cook. Every time I try to, I get so overwhelmed, and I just want to do things like really quickly. So, like, all these ingredients have to be added separately, but I'm just like, nah, just put them all in together, and then it doesn't work, because in my mind it's like, well, if I need to put flour in anyway, why can't I do this first? Why can't they all just go in together? Like, if they've all got to go in together eventually, why can't I do it now? Like, why? And then, like, the thing that I find the absolute hardest, right, is I tried to cook my mum a Mother's Day breakfast, and I had everything written out right. I had, like, not, it sounds funny, but I googled how to make scrambled egg. I googled how long bacon had to go in the oven, sausage, everything. And then I had to get my mum down, because I just couldn't keep to time, you know. I'd cook the eggs, but then the bacon was nowhere finished. So by the time the bacon was finished, the eggs was freezing cold. And I had to cook the egg like twice. Then my mum come down, and she was like, oh, we'll fix it. Yeah, we'll fix it. But she just had to, like, recook everything again. I can't keep to time, you know, like, organising stuff. I can't do it. To me, it's just like, it's a process that is totally, like, out of my depth. I can't do it. So Jamie Oliver and cooking, I mean, wow, he's done well, because I can't do that. will.i.am, he like goes on stage and he sings like confidently, like you wouldn't ever think that he's got ADHD. I mean, I wouldn't anyway. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I wouldn't have ever thought he would have ADHD anyway. Michael Phelps, I believe he's an Olympic swimmer, I think. But again, look how did he stay committed? You know, he must have gone through so much like criticism, like constructive criticism. Like, how did he do that? If someone says to me, why do you have your hair like blonde on your fringe, and then it goes down to there, but it's a different type of blonde? But to me, because I love it, that's how I wanted my hair. But to other people when they say it, I'm like, oh my god, does it look strange? Oh my god, is it weird? Like even just a little bit of constructive criticism throws me off, and I'm like, get out of my face, because I'm actually angry now. Or I get really hurt, you know, I'm really upset, and then I'm like, oh, gotta dye my hair black so no one will suspect, you know, that I've got anything under it, you know, because my hair's so strange, I've got to get rid of it. Actually, I really like it, to be honest. I'm looking in the viewfinder and I actually really like my hair. My hair's my biggest asset, you know. I love my hair. It's the only thing I like about myself. It's my hair. So, you know, it's because I've got a good hairdresser. Big up Kaylee. I'm just trying to make her hurry up because I want her to come back to work because I need my roots done. So I'm trying to just pump her up. Come on, Kay. I was even thinking, yeah, of putting my hair through the letterbox and she could come round, right? She wouldn't have to touch me. She could literally, I'll put my hair through the letterbox, I'll sit like this and she could just trim it and then highlight the ends. And even, like, I'd even try my hardest to put my fringe through it so that I could try and get that done. But yeah, it's wishful thinking, it's not going to happen, is it? By the time I'm out of lockdown, my hair is going to be like Rapunzel and the roots are going to be, well, I'll no longer have any blonde in it, I don't think. I mean, look at this, really. Look at this. Look at that bad boy. It's so bad. They are bad boys, they are. I mean, it's awful. Anyway, again, off of subject. Richard Branson, look at him. He is one of the biggest entrepreneurs. Like, he is probably a billionaire with all the, like, I think he owns Virgin, isn't it? Virgin Atlantic. Or something to do with Virgin. Hotels. I don't know what he owns, but anyway. He started off with, like, a transit van, and now he's a millionaire. I mean, I'm trying to start my own business. Like, I'm trying my hardest to, but the process is way too long for me. I want it now, and I keep getting really disheartened. Like, I have such a great idea. There's a huge place in the market for my idea. The Prince's Trust are being, like, incredible support. They're amazing. But my ADHD just don't want to play. You know, it wants it now. There's no other way. I don't know why. You know, I want it now. And if it's not here within like 2 hours of my idea, it's not worth it. And I'm not gonna try hard for it because I want it now. Emma Watson, I believe isn't she like Hermione in Harry Potter? I think she is. I think that's the one, I'm not sure. And she's in one of my favourite films, Beauty and the Beast, the new one. Because she is amazing. Like, listen to her voice. I mean, she's amazing at singing, acting. But you know what though? I was thinking, actors with ADHD, I can really like connect with, because I feel like I act all the time around different people. Like, every social situation I'm in, I become a different type of person. Like, I'm a different character. I was thinking about this the other day, like all my masking that I've done. Like, I was thinking about all the like fake mollies that I've come up with. Every single time I'm in a like different environment, there's a different version of myself. So really, I could be a millionaire by now. I should go audition for the next High School Musical or something, because I could easily be Sharpay, I could be Gabriella, I could be Taylor, the bloody piano player, I could be anything. But I just don't have the confidence, you know. I'd never be able to stand on stage. But no, I think Emma Watson's a real inspiration, actually. And Jamie Oliver. To be honest, they all are, because they're like so successful and they haven't been held back by their ADHD, and I think that's incredible. Because to be honest, I'm only 21 and ADHD's held me back like a lot, and I've let it. I mean, I know I've only been diagnosed less than a year, but like I've had ADHD, like I said in my last vlog, I've had it for years. Since I was born, the specialist said, like, the neurological specialist said that she believes that I was probably born with it. And it's crazy to think that, because I've never known anything else. So I don't know. It's crazy. I've let it hold me back so much. I mean, my dream job, I don't know if any of you know, I mean, I think I've written about it before, is to be in the police. It still is to this day, you know. The police is my absolute dream job. I've always wanted to be in the police. I've always wanted to be in the riot police, with the dog handlers. That is my ultimate dream job. But sadly, I know that, I mean, I struggle with work. the environment of any workplace. I've worked multiple jobs, and I'm still young, and I think I've probably had about 8 jobs, and it's pathetic. I can't stick at any of them. I end up making enemies with people, but I don't make them. They seem to like pick out a problem with me, and then because I'm so like sensitive with people, when they start being horrible to me, I don't ever stick up for myself, and I let it get really bad, and that's when people just start to see my vulnerability and they use it against me, and it gets so hard for me to cope with. But when it comes to like the police and that, I know that you've got to be like a certain type of person, and I feel like, you know, I'm not. But it'll always be my dream. Like, I saw recently a young girl was murdered around my area, and it's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. But I just saw all the police, all of the investigators, the forensic scientists, the dog handlers, and I mean, I broke down to my mum because I look at them and it hurts me, because it's a dream that I know I can't get, you know, because they work hours upon hours upon hours, and they're in an environment which can be stressful, it can be upsetting, and it can be really overwhelming. And I feel like, because I have such severe ADHD, that, you know, some situations that I find myself in different type of work like scenarios, they're really hard for me anyway, so I can't imagine being able to cope with like that type of job. But who knows, maybe one day. But yeah, that's my dream job. Maybe one day, you never know what the future holds, but that is my dream. But what can you do, eh? You can't do nothing about it. But anyway, again, I'm not going to get depressing, because I'm not down for that. So also, someone said to me on my blog a few months ago, it still sticks to me now, because I think, actually, I don't know. They said, how can you if you've got, it was like a person that I had to ban because he was being an asshole, and he kept commenting on my stuff, like saying things like, you probably Google this shit, and if you say that you have ADHD, how come you can write such long paragraphs, blah 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 blah, right? And to me that was just like, you know, what the hell has it got to do with you anyway? But I felt like, you know, I had to kind of defend that I have ADHD, and I had to defend that some people, just because you have ADHD, it doesn't affect your intelligence at all. Like, it doesn't make you dumb just because you have ADHD. Of course, it does make things a lot harder, and I'm not saying that. But thankfully, in my situation, I've always loved English. I've always loved writing, creative writing. I'm not a fan of like going, you know, like someone says, can you write me a story about a specific thing? I'm not down for that. I don't like that. I like to write what I want to write about and have the freedom to write. And sometimes that's hard, because like when I write my blog, sometimes they go on for like, I could go on and on and on and on, but I know that some of you don't like that, and I don't want to, like, you know, only write blogs, and some of you not really be able to read it or come back to it, because I know, like I said previously, I write my blog, I don't read them because they're too long for me and I can't concentrate, but I can write them because I enjoy writing, and I know how to articulate my feelings, and I find that really helpful for me. And I can draw, and again, that's something that I love to do. I've got an A-level in graphics and photography, and I love that, you know. That's my way of escapism, drawing and writing, so I've just really enjoyed that. But when it says like concentrating, I wanted to say, like, to that person that commented, like, it's a fact. I'm going to read you the statistics and the fact here of what they said. It said that children and adults who have ADHD, the type that includes an element of inattentiveness, are sometimes able to concentrate and pay attention really well. Whereas someone that has hyperactivity and the impulsiveness and the combined type may not necessarily be able to concentrate as much, but that doesn't mean that they can't concentrate. It says they are more than likely to be able to concentrate on things that they are really invested and interested in, and passionate about. So basically, like they're saying, some people are really interested in playing, like, you know, video games, and they can play that for hours and hours and hours and not blink, you know, and they can really, really concentrate on that and get what they're trying to do finished. Whereas some people really like again, drawing for me, I love that. I love drawing. I can draw 5 or 6 different drawings a day because I just love drawing. So I get on with it, and it's really like therapeutic for me, and I really like it. Whereas some people won't be able to do that. But like they're just saying, just because you have ADHD doesn't mean that you can't concentrate. It just means that you have like trouble concentrating. And some days are worse than others. There's some days where I think, oh, I don't want to do anything today, and I'll just, you know, start drawing, but then I'm like, oh no. Then I'll start writing a blog and I'm like, oh no, not today. Then I'll just sit in bed, right, and cuddling my dog like Woody and Dexter, and I would just literally watch Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube all day and not do anything productive. But then the next day I feel really like crappy because I haven't done anything. And then I'll let my hair go greasy for like days on end. You know, hygiene becomes an issue because some days ADHD is just worse than others, and you know, people don't understand the severity of that. People just think, you know, oh, if you're alright one day and then you've got ADHD the next day, then it's an excuse, isn't it? But it's not. That's the hardest thing to like try and get across to people, is that just because you're okay one day doesn't mean you're going to be okay forever, like every single day. Like, people expect you to have real bad days every single day. But we learn to live with it, and we learn to like mask our feelings, so then we naturally adapt to them, you know. We adapt to the environment and we kind of just get on with it. I mean, I'm on medication. I chose to be on medication. That's my own preference, and I know some of you go through natural, like, is it CBD oil, whatever they call it. Some people do that, and you know, that's for them, not for me. But some people deal with it ways, medication ways. Some people do meditating, therapy. So people deal with it in their own way, and they learn to live with it. But people that don't have ADHD seem to just think it's an excuse, you know, because you could be okay one day and not the next. You know, it really bugs me. Like, I was going to say something else, but I'm not going to. It really just annoys me that people think that they can dictate to you, like, whether or not you've got ADHD, because it's not you can't physically see it, and it really annoys me. Anyway, I was just saying you can concentrate if you have ADHD. There's something else, like, what's it? Neurological, that was what I was trying to find out. Also, did I talk about that yesterday? No, I don't know, but I'm gonna have a chat with you anyway. Right, so when it says ADHD, it says, is it a disability? Because that's like the question I've always want to ask, and I never get a definitive answer for it. People say no. Okay, it might not be. Some people say yes, and I'm like, please just tell me the answer. Even the doctors don't know. They're just like, it depends the severity that you've got it. But I mean, I know from my doctor what my severity is. I know that I've got it. She said I've got it very severe, and she said it's probably worse because it's gone on 21 years without being noticed or like dealt with. So I know that mine's severe. Some people have it mild, but that doesn't mean it's not as you know, as disruptive in life as it is for me. Some people have it differently. You're like, again, the types of ADHD mean nothing because they're all bad, you know, they're all making an impact on your life. So, you know, I don't care for what type you have. I don't care if you've got it severe, if you've got it mild, or even if you've only got it 2%. I don't care. You still got it, and you're part of my community, and I honestly am so proud of you for, you know, waking up every single day and getting on with it, because we need to kick ADHD's arse because it's so hard sometimes. You know, and I just want to know, is it a disability or not? So anyway, I got this type of question, and it said it's debatable. ADHD should be classed as a disability. The Equality Act 2010, which is low in England, Scotland and Wales, has a definition of disability stating that it means if someone has a physical or mental impairment that has a substantial and long-term negative effect, which it does, on their ability to do any normal daily activities. So, you think about it, ADHD is technically a disability because it affects our daily activities. I can't go to the shop on my own. I really find it hard to have a shower and a bath brush my teeth. That to me is a mission. I find it hard to get on with other people. What else do I find hard? Like, what else? I find so many things hard. It's hard to bloody think about what I find hard. Like, I'm impulsive. I can't wait. I have to do things now. Driving, again, my fear for driving is nothing. I will drive. If you said to me, Molly, drive to Scotland now, I'd get in the car at a second and drive you there. I wouldn't think about, oh, I'm doing something tomorrow. I need to have good sleep tonight. Or like, I won't plan anything out. Oh, I don't have any money. I won't be able to pay for the petrol. But in my mind, it's like, oh, I'll wing it. I'll be alright. And I don't like plan for any consequences of something happening, you know. I always think, oh, I deal with it, you know, in that moment if it happens. And realistically, you know, I have such bad luck, it does happen, and then I'm like, you know, beep, you know what that word means. And then I have to deal with it, and I'm like, oh God. But actually, I don't have to deal with it, my parents do, so, you know, we're always trouble. I'm just trouble. But like my granddad says, who can resist me, eh? Who can resist me? That's what my granddad says, not me. But anyway, so yeah, so in my mind, ADHD is a disability because it is long term. It doesn't go. You can't cure it. I know that some people have it when they're younger and don't necessarily have it when they're older. But like, I think that it's more. I think I read it. Don't get me wrong. It's either between 60 or 80%. I think I read of children that have it in adulthood as well. It goes through to adulthood. So to be honest, it's quite a high percentage of people having it. Do you want to know? Oh, no, I think I read that. Yeah, I probably read that. I want to find that neurological bit because that's what I was aiming to speak about today. But you know me, eh? I talk about rubbish. Here we go. This is what I was trying to get to. Right, it says ADHD is a neurological disorder where current research indicates that there are differences in the structure of the brain. That's quite interesting. I found that really interesting. Because I know, this is what I want to ask you as well. I have B12 deficiency. Do any of you have a B12 deficiency? I've got to have 10 weeks. Every 10 weeks I've got to have a B12 injection. So like I don't know if any of you know what B12 is. It's like something that, it's like a vitamin that I think your gut supplies with and makes. I'm not sure. I'm not really entirely sure. I don't really care for it either. But it's something that, you know, is vital and it affects your moods. I think it's serotonin. I think it does something with serotonin, but it links with ADHD. And I was thinking, do any of you have that as well? Because I think that'd be a really interesting poll that we could run actually. Because I wonder if any of you guys have a B12 deficiency as well, or any of your children, because I think that's really interesting. So yeah, I think that's quite interesting about the serotonin thing with B12, because it's just something I'm just, you know, I want to know if anyone else has B12 deficiency, because it might be something to do with B12 actually. ADHD might do. Don't know though. Anyway, so it says that difference in your brain, that it says, as well as a theory that there may be a difference in the way that certain neurotransmitters, dopamine and noradrenaline, function in the brain. I probably didn't read that right, but noradrenaline, something like that. I don't know what it means. Functions in the brain. That's quite interesting. Dopamine, what is that? Is that something that does your anxiety? I'm going to have to Google it. Hang on a minute. Hey Siri, what is dopamine?
Dopamine functions both as a hormone and a neurotransmitter, and plays several important roles in the brain and body. Want to hear more?
No, thank you. So it's important to the brain and the body. It's a hormone. It's interesting. So basically, then what they're trying to say is that the way that our neurotransmitters deal with dopamine and I'll do this other thing right there. Hey Siri, what is noradrenaline?
Okay, I found found this on the web for what is neuronoradrenaline. Check it out.
I want to throw this phone sometimes. It says noradrenaline is an organic chemical in the family that functions in the brain and a body as a hormone and neurotransmitter. The name noradrenaline is from the Latin roots meaning alongside the kidneys. It's more likely commonly used in the United Kingdom. It has Greek roots. See, it doesn't help me. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Something to do with kidneys, apparently. I don't know. Something to do with kidneys. But anyway, it just says ADHD is a long-term condition. It is believed that 60% of children continue to have the condition into adulthood and throughout their lives. Oh, 60%, not 80%, 60%. So it's quite a lot if you think. The other 40% are really lucky, aren't they? That's quite a big percentage, isn't it? Really, people think that you can cure it, don't they? I get some people say, "Oh, so how long is that for then?" Because when I first got diagnosed, my granddad thought he just got rid of it with the tablets on one. Because he's such an old school man. He he just thinks, oh, you know, he just automatically assumed that it was a bad thing, you know. But he just sort of get rid of it, but you can't. I wish I could, but you can't. So it says adults ADHD is real, and it says adults can have ADHD too. However, there have been many comparatively few studies following children with ADHD into adulthood, so this may be an underestimation of the true figures. As people with the condition, age may be a variation. It may be that they develop coping strategies like masking, which can disguise their ADHD symptoms. They may also be drawn to careers that their symptoms become less obvious and may be used to an advantage in certain circumstances. So you can succeed with ADHD. Don't ever think that you can't. I mean, I know it sounds a bit like cliche, but you can succeed with ADHD. I know you can. I mean, look at this. I started a community blog, and I just thought my mum was going to follow it, and maybe my auntie or my sister. I just thought, oh, it might be just a way just to vent my feelings, and I thought, oh God, no one's going to want to bother with this. But now I'm on 1,742, I think, something like that, followers. No, they're not fans. They're not my fans. I said fans the other day. I didn't mean fans. I meant followers. Because you're not my fans, are you? I'm not famous. But yeah, I started this, and I think this is quite a success. I think this is because it helps people, and that's all I want to do in life is help people. So yeah, I think it's quite an important success story to talk about. I think I'm quite successful. I can never be a policewoman, but hey ho, doesn't matter. I've got other ideas I want to do, so I'll be successful in that. I think I've really spoke about the other things really that I've learned. I mean, I'm going to get on with it today as well, so there'll be some other things that I learned that I can talk to you about in another video. I'll talk to you quickly just about the last little thing. This is all I do, right? I highlight everything, and then I forget why I think it's important. So I end up with just a whole highlight page, and then at the end of it I'm like, oh, that looks pretty. But yeah, so it says on here, ADHD stereotype, which I think is so important, because we just live with a stigma, don't we? I may as well just have like naughty child / adult written on my, like tattooed on my head. Because that's all people really see, isn't it? Just naughty. I mean, yes, I was naughty at school, don't get me wrong. I mean, naughty was probably an understatement. I was a bitch. That's what I was. I was just like out of control. I mean, I don't know if you want me to, it's funny to think about now, but if you want me to have like I can have an informal chat with you about my school. I've got my report cards as well, and all my old reports. I can do that, and if you want to know about that, and I'll have a chat, and I'll talk to you about all my reports, and we'll have a joke and a laugh. I mean, I'm more than happy to do that, because reminiscing on some of this is just like it's so hilarious. I look back now and I just think like, what an arsehole. What an arsehole I was, because I mean, it's funny for me, I know, but my parents went through hell, but it's funny for me because I just think like, Christ, why did I do that? Like, it's so obvious, why did I do that for? But yeah, I'm going to stop it here because, I mean, I don't know if you really want to know about ADHD and stereotypes because we kind of live through it, you know. All it says is that people just think we're constantly fidgeting and running around, when really that's not, you know, that's not what we do. Because when you say hyperactive, in there's one really good doctor that I had at my GP surgery. I never had her before. I went just to get, because when you first start Elvance, you've got to have like, I think it's every 6 weeks I had to have my blood pressure checked, because I've now, like to this day, I've lost 5.5 stone on Elvance tablets. I mean, it's good, because I probably needed it, but the doctors weren't very happy with that, because it come off within like 2 months. It was crazy. But yeah, I had a really good doctor, and once she said to me that with girls it doesn't necessarily come out in like, you know, like constantly on the go. It can come out as like chatty, talking all the time, you know, and just stuff like that, right? And like bitchy attitude, rather than coming out aggressively or jumping off the walls, climbing trees, climbing on your sofa. That doesn't necessarily happen for girls. It can be more chatty, bitchy, attitude problems. It comes out in things like that. But yeah, you know, stereotypes are just rubbish, aren't they? I mean, this is what my blog's for. I'm trying to help you guys share these videos so that we can get the awareness out there. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now because I've probably been going on like over half hour. But yeah, so if you want to have a chat about my school life, if you want that to be my next video, hang on. I'll show you, I'll give you a little hint and then you can decide if you want to hear about it or not. These are my school reports, right? Because I've actually, in my book coming out, I've got a bit of a segment about my school and it's hilarious. So I don't mind like going over I've got some really funny reports, like, and I mean, let's pick one and I'll read it for you, right? It says 14th of September 2011, Molly stamped on a yoghurt pot during break time, resulting in another student's trousers getting very dirty. I did not see this happen, but Molly would not stop laughing and she found it hilarious. Why did I do that? Why? I mean, it's funny, I can laugh now, but I think like, people must have thought I was a bitch, like a bully. I mean, I'm not. I'm like, to be honest, I'm really nice. I'm a really nice person, but I don't know why I did that. But that's what I mean, like there's so many things in here that just shout out ADHD and I do not know how it went unnoticed. But yeah, if you want to know about my school life, let's have a chat and just let me know. Just literally put down there on the comments, put school report, and then I'll know how many people want to know about it, and then I'll know whether to go through this or not. Because if you're not interested, tell me, because I'd much prefer to know. But yeah, tell me if you like this video. Let me know if, I don't know, do you like my hoodie? I really want to start selling these. As soon as this lockdown's over, I'm gonna, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to start selling my artwork, my posters for ADHD. I want to give them to some schools. There's so much stuff I want to do. So I say hurry up and get rid of this COVID-19. I've got 2 giveaway prizes I need to send for, I think it's Kelly and Lucia Bell, I think. Yeah, I think it's those 2. They're original followers, so yeah. And I've got, how many t-shirts have I got? I think I've got about 10 to 15 t-shirts that I'm going to get printed at my local graphic design print shop, Urban Graphics. I'm going to get that done and printed, and then I'm going to sell them. Predominantly, I'm going to do one design fits all. I'm just going to do it. There's 2 sizes for everything, I think. So there's like 2 small, 2 large, 2 extra large, 2 medium, and 2 XXL. I think that's what it is. I'm not really sure. I think there's about 10. They're just going to be one design for all of them, and I'm just going to put them on here, or I will put them on eBay as buy now, because I don't know what the laws are about selling stuff on Facebook. I find that really, I don't understand any of that. But I will be starting a charity, a social enterprise, and I will be getting my book published. So yeah, after this COVID, you know, I'm going to get going, and hopefully ADHD will be, you know, not defeated, because the stigma of ADHD will be defeated. I really want to, that's my aim in life. I want to like try my hardest to help the younger guys, you know, the younger people, because I don't want them to suffer, and I want to be a role model for them. I really want to help them. So I was even thinking about starting like a little segment on here for young kids, for your children, if they want to, you know, I'll talk about some subjects. If you send me in some subjects that your kids want to have a look, and I'll just be like kid friendly, I'll have a chat, you know, make it fun. I was even thinking about making like an activity YouTube channel, you know, like doing some fun science, but bringing like education into some fun ADHD kind of mix up. But yeah, I've got loads of ideas that I just want to know if you're interested, and if you're interested then I'll go ahead and start it all, because you guys are my community and I just want to be able to help you, make you happy, and in return all I'm asking for really is for you just to share my videos, share my page, just so that we can get the like my videos out there and get my blogs out there, so that others can really start to understand us. That's all I'm asking for. I don't want nothing else. Oh yeah, and I've got my badges. They're being made, but because of COVID, they were meant to be here like 4 weeks ago, but because of COVID, Spain had to shut down. So my badges should be here like, well, I don't know, soon, I hope. And I'll be doing a giveaway on one t-shirt and one badge. And I'll, yeah, that's all I know for sure of what I'm going to do. So yeah, let me know, and we'll get going with all this. And I hope that you're going to stay on the journey with me. But just always let me know what you want to know about, because sometimes there's like 4 or 5 days where I don't do a blog because I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about. If you like just to know about my daily, like I wanted to do the daily like blogs, but obviously my dog passed away and I just haven't been in the right frame of mind. Then my sister's birthday, she was 18 yesterday, and I like organised a drive-by honk, you know, everyone come round at 6 PM, socially distanced, then they all drove past it honking their horns, all of our family and friends, her friends. So yeah, I organised that, so I've been a little bit busy with that sort of thing, and I've been doing my ADHD awareness course, child psychology course, and my mum and I are now starting a sign language course. So yeah, I'm just really trying to get my qualifications up so that I can start my, you know, my business idea. So I've got enough, you know, knowledge to help you, and that's what I'm doing it for you guys, and to help. You know, I want kids, and I know that the percentage of me having a child with ADHD is very high, and I want to be able to help them to the best of my ability. I want to be able to make sure that I know how to deal with the schools, like what you know, what is the problem in schools, like what is it, how can I help with emotions, what can this, you know, there's so many things I want to learn about for, you know, for my future. And even if my sister had a child with ADHD, you know, like I want to be able to help them. I know I have it, but sometimes that's not enough, because we don't all struggle with the same things. But I want to get like a baseline of knowledge so that I can just try and help as many of you as possible. So yeah, I'm going to go now because I need a drink. And the only drink up here is Coca-Cola, and I don't drink fizzy. I haven't had a fizzy drink for near on 2 years now. I cut that out completely because that was not good for me. That made me hyper as hell. I used to drink like Mountain Dew and stuff like that. I used to sneak it in school as well, and I used to be like, then I did buzz off the walls, I tell you. I used to, yeah, anyway, another story. But yeah, I'm going to go now, and yeah, I'll post this on Facebook. I'm sorry about my bad skin and my horrid hair. I'm in my sister's room. She's got these real cool lightings, look. They change settings, which I feel is really cool, look. I just think it's amazing. I mean, I couldn't sleep with those lights like flashing like that, because I hate flashing lights, but they were like, they're cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to shut up now. So I'll see you soon, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!